Welcome back, guys, to another episode of WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 mode. I'm Brendan, and as you can see, we're on the calendar at the moment, and we're a fair way away from our next pay-per-view, which is the Great American Bash, and even further away from SummerSlam. So we have a lot of building up to do, and that's what we're going to be doing in the next few episodes, in the next weeks to come. Is going to be start to build up our rivalries, start to build up our show a little bit, and kind of get to a point where we're going to have a really successful 3 or 4 feuds leading into our pay-per-views. You know, we were looking for two thumbs up feuds at least, kind of leading into our pay-per-views. So we are certainly behind in the ratings and in the ratings war, but we need to kind of get to a point where we can start to bring in some more viewers to our show. And the only way we can do that is by building up the popularity of our talent. And as you can see here, that's exactly what we're going to do this episode. Some of our top guys, some of the key guys in our show, just a little bit lacking in popularity. So that's what we're going to build up this week as we get into it here, as we start the show off here on Raw. So we're going to do the trophy date, but it's going to be for a guy, CM Punk, who will be in the main event feud in the coming weeks against The Undertaker. If you did miss that, I did a couple of feuds last episode, and I also started a tournament for the United States Championship #1 contendership, which is what Jeff Hardy currently is doing very well in at the moment. We need to build him up, as he kind of cost us last week on having probably a better rating, in my opinion, with his low popularity. So we certainly need to build him up. Another guy, of course, who's struggling is Brendan. We certainly need to build him up, and as like that's always with the custom guys, their popularity is always really, really poor. So we kind of need to build him up to a point where he can start to bring in 3.5 star rated matches and not really drag down the rest of the show. Because we have to use him. He's on our roster. We have to use him. So, yeah. And, look, we're going to continue to build up Batista, who, well, has a big success now. I think that's going to probably put him right where The Undertaker and Cena is anyway. So, looking good. Jeff Hardy now at 73. So, that's real good. And CM Punk at 89. So, Batista at 94. So, really, really good. We're in a good situation right now as we get into our SmackDown show. We're going to start off by building up the first opening few matches, which will be United States Championship Tournament #1 contender tournament matches. The second pool, I'll call it second pool. So JTG and Sandman, two guys that have been feuding over the tag team titles, will be taking on each other, and the other two guys that have been feuding over the tag team titles, Shad and Chris Masters, will also be taking each other on. So I don't know, a little interesting dynamic I thought there. Well, why don't we split those guys up, and perhaps we could actually see both guys in those tag teams have to verse each other, and the winner of that will get to go on to face the winner of the other pool in the final of the tournament. So big stakes at hand here. So will tag teams have to take each other on? We'll have to wait and see. Certainly very interesting if it does actually happen, I believe. That'll be certainly a real interesting dynamic added to the show. And we're going to have, well, I'm going to contradict. I'm going back on what I said last week. Last episode I said, look, I hate doing world title matches on Smackdown. I'm doing a world title match. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I say these things, but I don't know, I should just stop speaking. I should stop saying stupid things. But I'm doing a world title match on Smackdown, as you saw. I'm hyping it up. And guys that actually were a part of the US title tournament, Kane and Jeff Hardy are two guys that will be facing each other next episode. And Marcus Corvon, a guy who was a shock exit out of the tournament, is who did get beat by Jeff Hardy. He's going to have to team up with Jeff Hardy. And Kane and MVP, guys that have been feuding for weeks, going to have to team up as well. And another two guys that have been feuding have been Elijah Burke and Rey Mysterio. And we're kind of struggling with the Cruiserweight Championship scene. I know there's no guys that are at the Mysterio or Elijah Burke level that we can use at the moment. So we're going to have to really build up some new talent in the Cruiserweight division. And our big main event is going to be a fatal 4-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk, Undertaker, Batista, and John Cena. Fatal 4-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And we're going to even up the ante a little bit more. TLC match. So this is going to be awesome. Two guys, Batista and Cena, currently in a feud, and another two guys, Undertaker and CM Punk, currently in a feud, going to take each other all on. So that'll be awesome. And that should get a pretty good rating. I'm trying to do this because the ratings are down. We need to kind of spark the show up a little bit. And I guess by, I don't know, adding in a World Championship matchup with a big stipulation and also a hype and an interview around it, will certainly get probably a 5-star rated match. I'm hoping that'll be awesome. So let's kick it off, and we're gonna actually go play that match. I think it's a bit big of a match not to play this week. And who are we gonna play as? I think I'm going to end up playing as Cena. Every week I've ended up playing as Cena. People are going to think I'm the biggest Cena fan going around. I am not really. Trust me, I'm not. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and watch it. So, because I figured it's a world title match, whatever. And it doesn't really matter who wins, I guess, because of the fact that, well, if Cena wins, then Batista and Undertaker will be feuding over the title. If CM Punk, Batista and Cena will be feuding over the world title. If CM Punk or Undertaker wins, and one of them is going to be feuding over the world title. It doesn't really matter at all. In fact, it kind of works out good either way. As you see the Undertaker walking out, he gets another opportunity at the world title. And well, he actually lost last week against CM Punk, so one could argue that he doesn't deserve it. Same with Batista, but both of them losing has somehow warranted them a world title match. Don't ask me why. I just thought, well, this would be a good match to do this week to kind of boost up the ratings a little bit, get us back where we want to be. I'm sick and tired of being, I don't know, third out of the brands. I mean, even ECW is beating us. That is sad. We need to pick it up. We need to kind of up the ante a little bit, and having this match I think would be pretty awesome. I think we need to kind of, like I said, we need to really work on the Cruiserweight Championship. The US title scene's working out really well, and I think once we kind of clear off the United States Championship tournament, we can kind of start to develop and figure out who's going to be versing who in the tag team division, because we have Crime Time as the champions. We have developed a team in Chris Masters and the Sandman, but I don't think we're going to really want those guys. They're not really an actual tag team. They're just two guys thrown together. So we're going to have to try and look to get another tag team. A lot of you guys suggested getting in Matt Hardy, and that's what I do plan on doing. I'm going to do that. Basically, the loser, like whoever loses out of the US title scene, so tournament matchup. So basically, for example, if Masters loses and Sandman wins and Masters out, he's going to get traded out for Matt Hardy next week. So both of them win, then I guess whoever loses out of that match again is out. So big stipulation, big stakes at hand for both of those guys. They're fighting for their jobs as we kick off this match. Cena immediately grabbing the ladder. No mucking around here as Batista grabs it as well. So big stakes at hand for this match as well. The world title on the line, as we, like I said last week, I said, look, I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to put the title on the line. But the thing is, Great American Bash is 8 weeks away. That's the thing about this game. You get 2 months. You get 8 weeks before each pay-per-view, unless it's a SummerSlam one, and then you have your pay-per-view afterwards. So most of the time, it's about an 8-week wait until your pay-per-view. So that's a pain in the ass when you're trying to kind of keep ratings up and kind of keep things fresh. You can't really do that many world title matches or title matches in itself without having to throw them in here and there on your Smackdowns, which I'm all for doing, just pay-per-view title matches. I'm all for that, and the odd title match in Smackdown here and there. But I guess this kind of keeps it interesting for you guys as well, for you viewers, and you guys also watch the show, let alone the fake fans in the game. So we kind of need to satisfy you guys as well as the fake fans in the game. So, yeah. As you see, CM Punk and Cena looking to utilize that ladder. And I think TLC in this game is by pinfall, I think. I don't think there's a ladder, the belt up there. So, that's always interesting. So, we're going to have to find out who's going to win by pinfall or submission. And Batista's got the table, as I think CM Punk just landed on the table there. He kind of probably hurt himself more than anyone else. Not a very smart move there, but I think kind of effective maybe. I don't know, but as the match continues on with Batista whacking guys with the tables left, right, and center. So, you know, look what we're doing right now. The GM mode is working really well. I think, like I said last episode, this United States Championship tournament is a good idea in my opinion. I think you guys will certainly like this concept, and I'm hoping you guys do. So, I don't know. The tag team titles we have, I said this last episode, if we bring in the Hardys, we'll have 3 formidable tag teams on the roster that we can use. So that's something to really work around, because we can only really get about 15 guys on the roster. Unless we kind of do some sneaky trades where we kind of, yes, for example, if we built up Chris Masters to 85 popularity, we can trade him out for 3 guys who are in the 50-60 zone. So we can kind of do some sneaky trades in that regard to kind of bring in extra guys on the roster. But do we really want to do that? One of you guys did suggest that we do that, and it's something that I have thought about, and I think we may do that if we have injuries or anything like that occur. We are in dire need of having extra guys to cover for injuries. So far, so good in terms of the injuries. We haven't had any problems. I have been very conservative about that as well. I really don't want to get injuries because they are the biggest pain in the ass. But I don't know. I think if we overdo it with these gimmick matches, then injuries will occur, of course. So we're going to kind of keep it light for now. So we might do a TLC match, and then maybe 4 or 5 weeks later we might do another gimmick match where their fatigue has fully faded and phased out before, you know, becomes a problem. Because we don't want to overwork the guys. We really can't afford an injury right now, as we're already behind on the ratings. So if we get an Undertaker or a Cena out at the moment with injury, that would really hurt our show. So that's something we're trying to avoid. And as we see CM Punk down, Batista and Undertaker on the ladder, punching each other away, beating the hell out of each other up there. And as Undertaker, oh man, Batista, oh, just narrowly avoiding the table. That would have been awesome if he had thrown him off the table there. Thrown him off the ladder, suplexed him off the ladder into the table. That would have been epic. And he just narrowly avoided that. I don't think the title is up there, is there? Because I don't know why they keep trying to go up there. I don't know. I guess they just want to fight up the top of the ladder for no reason at all. I guess as Undertaker, the big right hand, big uppercut to CM Punk. So a few cruiserweights that we could bring into the show. Guys like Edge, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. So there's actually quite surprisingly a lot of light heavyweights in the game that we can actually bring in and use, which is really surprising. I thought most of these guys would have been classified as heavyweights and not able to compete for the Cruiserweight Championship, but that's not really the case at all. So there's a lot of guys we can use, and I think we might have to start bringing some more Cruiserweights. So guys that aren't Cruiserweights, like, I'm guessing, I'm just pointing at Masters and Sandman, guys like that who aren't really top level guys at all, that we don't have much use for. Try bring in some cruiserweights for those guys and do something with them. You know, we can kind of build this cruiserweight division, which is really lacking right now. That's my goal. That's what I plan on trying to achieve in the coming weeks. That is certainly my goal at the moment. And if it works, well, then I'm a genius. It probably won't, as well, looks as though Cena's trying to steal a pin here on Undertaker, and does. He gets the pin. He steals one. Wow. There you go. Batista and Undertaker both down. Cena saw the opportunity to steal a quick one, and he does. He retains his World Championship by doing so. Well, the heel Cena, as everyone has now hated him on the show, he continues to win and win and win. He's really unstoppable on our Smackdown. He just found another way to win. He stole someone else's win and for his own, and he's retained his title by doing so. So I guess I could say congratulations is in order for John Cena, as he is still our World Heavyweight Champion on Smackdown. Who knows for how long that will be, but by the looks of it and by the amount of times he's been winning, it could be for quite a while. So we're going to go ahead and check out how we did this week on the show. As you can see, that's our main event all done and dusted. Who else won their matches? So Sandman advances through the tournament. Shad also advances. So we won't have tag team versus tag team. Hardy and Marcus Cole won't win. And Elijah Burke beats his arch rival Rey Mysterio. So the Cruiserweight Champion getting a big win. So we have an injury to report. Cena has some bruised ribs, so 2 weeks is going to affect him. So that won't really do too much to Cena. I think we should be fine there. No real risk there. So let's go check out the ratings. How did we go? So Raw got a 3.5 star rated show. Once again, I think they're really defending their world championships on each show, Raw and ECW. Yeah, as you can see. So we had to do so as well. So we got a 3.5 star rated show. So 4.5 star match for our main event. So we kind of just missed out. But in saying that, we have kept one of our superstars in the top 5 of the Power 25 for 5 weeks, I think it is. So we've done well there. And the ratings are just all evened out this week. No one really gained anything. It was just all evened up. As you can see, we are dominating the Power 25, which is great to see. And yeah, I guess that's just about it, guys. You see our fatigue levels have really risen because of that TLC match. So that is certainly something we need to consider in the coming weeks in preparation. So we're going to save up, guys. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe as well. More GM mode coming real soon.